reveal yet, but here's one thing I can. You can't go it alone. You need to put together a team.
My Grandpa Max disappeared looking into this big alien conspiracy that's going on against Earth.
The knowledge to defeat Ben Tennyson. Tell me.
We're trying to find him so we can stop him.
You're all under arrest for impersonating officers of the law.
Catch Ben 10 Alien Force every Monday to Friday at 3:05 p.m. on HBO Family.
Away they go. Oh no! It's the hammer! How about that? Absolutely extraordinary try!
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome. This is TV1 News. I'm Maricela Kelaton.
And I'm Tracy Pat. Join me later for all the sporting details.
In this edition, Madden students face termination over non-payment of fees, care center established for the displaced, and PNG NRL Bid Academy tournament set. Medan tertiary students attending various institutions around the country are still waiting for their tuition fee component from the Sir Peter Barter Tertiary Scholarship Program to be paid. Many students face the possibility of being suspended from school for non-completion of school fees. Students attending institutions in Medan showed up at the provincial administration building yesterday, demanding answers as to why their fees are not yet paid. Their persistence led to having a face-to-face meeting with the provincial administrator Frank Lau, provincial finance director, budget officer, and the scholarship officers. The scholarship program is managed by the governor's office, with the provincial administrator having no idea into how this program is managed. Administrator Frank Lau, after hearing the discrepancies of the students, gave instructions to the scholarship officer to provide a funding report to him. The provincial administration is now left with the mammoth task of paying a total of 9.1 million kina in outstanding tuition fees for Medan students this year. 4.1 million kina is to settle outstanding fees from last year and another 5 million kina for this year. The provincial administrator can only pay 4 million kina in the coming weeks. This represents 2 million kina from PSIP funds allocated to the scholarship program and another 2 million kina sourced from internal revenue. According to the Medan provincial budget, 10 million kina was allocated for this program. However, that money is not available for use. Another 2.9 million kina, also captured in the 2024 budget for this program, was to come from Ramu Nicol royalty payments. That money was paid but exhausted. Scholarship coordinator Sam Uyagaum, whilst addressing the students yesterday, explained to them that allocations are based on figures and not on cash value at hand. However, students who were present were adamant that if they paid their fees, they need to be reimbursed by the scholarship program for outstanding 75% from last year and 50% from this year. The government is aware of the delay and discrepancies faced with the 2024 census exercise and has reminded the National Statistics Office and the census management team to step up to ensure the data collection meets national expectations. Minister for Administrative Services Richard Masere acknowledges recent concerns regarding the progress of the census. Masere, in a statement, said the ministry is working closely with NSO and its partners to address the issues promptly and efficiently. Despite many initial and ongoing challenges as a result of logistical constraints, the census exercise is currently underway after being given a 2-week extension. As per the current census project plan, preliminary data for population count should be ready by 31st August. Teachers in Medan province from elementary to secondary schools withdrew from duties since last week, Wednesday, after one of their colleagues suffered a brutal attack and died later at the Modilon General Hospital. Head teacher of Mayro Primary School, John Azagoni, was brutally attacked 3 weeks ago at his home by Mayro settlers and succumbed to his injuries last Tuesday. Teachers are now concerned about their safety and welfare and petitioned the provincial government to look into various issues highlighted in the petition.
Teachers in Medan have been compelled to suspend normal classes since last Wednesday and prepared a petition which was handed over to the Governor, Provincial Administrator, Provincial Police Commander, Medan Catholic Agency Secretary and the Division of Education, demanding immediate and decisive action. To Governor Renzi Pariwa, they demanded that his office meets all funeral expense and repatriate the body within 3 weeks, among others. To the police, they asked for their commitment in arresting the alleged offenders. To the Provincial Administrator, they called for his help in appointing an education director and outstanding leave fares be paid. To the Catholic Agency Secretary, they demanded that the Mayro Primary School be closed, and to the Medan Division of Education, they want a MOU to be signed with the PNG Teachers Association for their safety in the province. First Secretary to the Governor, Francis Tavatuna, received the petition on behalf of the Governor and promised to deliver it to him. Medan PPC Acting Superintendent Robert Baim assured the teachers that justice will be served and family evictions will continue to be carried out to those that are harboring troublemakers.
So as I speak now, we already have, as of last night, we already have 3 suspects being arrested and locked up. Even the suspects are not celebrated this afternoon, then I will pressure them tomorrow. Until I get them. And I will ensure, and I'm assuring you that I will come.
All parties assured the teachers that they would look into their demands. Meantime, representative of the Teaching Service Commission, Kenneth Kalai, called on all teachers to return to their work whilst waiting for the petition to be addressed. Teachers have requested for the demands to be met within 7 days starting yesterday and threatened to withdraw their services for an indefinite period if the demands are not looked into. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
The Bushwar Primary School teachers, staff and students are calling on the members of Northeast John Kaupa to help safeguard their school located on the land portion belonging to No. 1 Super Limited. With days away from the eviction on Thursday of this week, the school is pleading for help as the eviction will affect the education of the students.
You know got one plan government funding help him. You know got one plan donor funding help him. On resource planiet me spend him na me building this la place area. He come have him all send na now. Number 2 he come in na. This time him all got picking him blomina all got something and back up him. Now me thinking was a mean by go one map.
The Tuareg Gulf Mini Mask Festival is set for July 12 at the Tuareg village in Kerma Gulf province, where the experience of PNG's ancient mask traditions will come to life. In 2004, the National Cultural Commission and elders from Tuareg village in central Kerma began researching the decline of the East Elema people's traditional mask culture. Their goal was to revive and preserve these unique traditions for future generations. This led to the establishment of the Tuareg Gulf Mini Mask Festival in 2005, focusing on the art of mask making and associated rituals. The festival not only showcases masks but also celebrates heritage through dances, performances, and educational sessions, fostering cultural pride and connection. It exemplifies how local communities can sustain their traditions amidst modern changes. A recently signed Memorandum of Understanding between the Australia-Pacific Training Coalition, or APTC, and Mayur Resources will greatly enhance employment opportunities for communities surrounding the Central Limestone and Cement projects. The newly collaborative partnership will ensure there is more to deliver in training and technical courses to provide critical pathways for more people in the impact areas. PNG Executive Director for the Australia-Pacific Training Coalition, or APTC, Renee Archer, says the partnership between APTC and Mayur Resources was originally facilitated through Mayur's social environment consultant, whose focus is on enhancing skill development opportunities for local communities around the Central Province to help them to get employment opportunities on the projects.
MOU has been a very collaborative arrangement over the last year, and I would like to thank Rachel Abbo, our partnership coordinator, who has been supporting this relationship to develop over time. And I'm really proud that we've already been providing training for villages surrounding the project sites since last year.
So far, APTC has delivered 2 Certificate 2 Engineering Pathway programs to 33 participants from Lealea and Kido villages, including 14 women. With the MOU now in place, APTC will continue to work with Mayur to identify and deliver other technical skills and courses that APTC can support them with to ensure that there are more employment opportunities and pathways for more people that live around the Lime project. Mayur Resources Executive Director Musei Wera at the event says the MOU is a progressive milestone.
It's an occasion that signifies an important partnership between APTC and Mayur that develops human resources of Papua New Guinea, especially those from our local host communities in Kido and Rere.
You're watching TV1 News. We'll have more stories when we return. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He loves the Maroons. He loves the Blues. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bungimyumi.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
Right across the nation, we eat snack crackers. Pla. All get a young Pla nalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no P&G, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
Welcome back. The Yangon South District Development Authority has established a care center at Marambanja in the Yangon South District for the displaced people who have lost their homes due to the tribal fight between the Ambukanja and Marambanja villages on Wednesday, 3rd July 2024, where 230 houses were burnt, leaving over 1,500 people displaced.
Member for Yanguru Sausia and the Minister for International Trade and Investment, Richard Maru, is calling on the people of Ambukanja and Marambanja to take refuge at the care center established by the Yanguru Sausia DDA.
The DDA has now established a care center at Marambanja. All the tents have gone up and we are now asking all the villages who are scattered throughout our district to return home.
He said the DDA has started supplying relief supplies to the displaced people.
Meantime, the DDA has now, as I speak, bringing in relief supplies. And I'm talking food, I'm talking plates, cups, knives, forks. We are organizing clothes to go in. Over the next few days, we are putting in a generator, we're providing lighting, we are working to now coordinate relief efforts.
Peace talks will be held starting tomorrow, aiming for a peace agreement to be signed in the next 2 weeks.
By tomorrow and the following day, the peace talks will start. With a view that over the next 2 weeks, we will be able to negotiate a peace agreement that can be signed.
Maru said there are about 10 policemen currently on the ground to provide security assistance.
10 policemen from the Quebec-based task force now stationed in Marambanja village. And they are living in the preschool and they will provide security.
He added that this is a first of its kind tribal fight that happened between the two villages and called for collaborative efforts between relevant authorities to restore peace and normalcy in that area. Meanwhile, police reported that the violence started when one of the deceased, identified as Boaz Kosi, misplaced his mobile phone and picked a fight with his drunken buddies. Kosi allegedly acted out the range and slashed 5 men from Marambanja village before he was chased into a house and slashed multiple times, resulting in his death. Kosi's tribesmen from Ambukanja retaliated and advanced on Marambanja village, burning down houses and destroying gardens. Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
27 military and civilian medical staff, doctors, nurses, and health extension officers who serve in the Papua New Guinea Defence Force units across the country were certified as HIV and AIDS counselors and prescribers on Friday, 5th July. Certificates were presented to the staff following a 2-week intensive course on HIV and AIDS in Port Moresby. The training was sponsored by the United States government and conducted by doctors and medical scientists from the National Department of Health. According to NDOH Senior Medical Officer for STI and HIV, Dr. Elsie Apuahe, the training covered all key aspects of HIV and AIDS awareness, counseling and treatment. PNGDF Director of Medical Services, Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Peter Caminiel, thanked the experts from the NDOH for the training and assured them of PNGDF's commitment to not only the health of the force, but also that of the surrounding communities where PNGDF units are located. The Kutubu local level government has assisted Baguale Primary School and Baguale Sub-Health Center in Kutubu with solar lights. The presentation of more than 50 solar lights were done at Baguale Primary School on Sunday, July 8th.
So this law, we put in 42. By powering all school beginning, lo make him study, then night or master lo light. Lo using this plan. So lo dormitory na kona. Okay, na kona by the this law. Iron, cement, okay, the something with paint. Ma midla like paint, ma banis lo tablo ya, 60 kilometers, 65 kilometers.
In Huareng, East Sepik Province, the EU Strait PNG program has significantly uplifted the community. Led by Fabian Homboku, villagers adopted inland fish farming, improving nutrition and generating income. The program also introduced vanilla and cocoa cultivation, providing training and resources to enhance productivity. Additionally, leadership and financial literacy training empowered the community, fostering sustainable development. The EU Strait PNG program, the EU's largest grant-funded initiative in the country, aims to boost economic development in rural areas through enhanced agricultural value chains and improved digital and financial services. In the challenging Kompiam district, Enga Province, School Inspector Daniel Tongal emphasizes the crucial role of families in education. Despite tribal conflict and difficult conditions, Tongal supports a 43 primary and 56 elementary schools, aiding over 700 teachers. His work includes training, inspections, and preparing school learning and improvement plans. Tongai credits local families for maintaining school operations, fostering learning, and bridging communication with education officials. Optimistic about the future, he sees families as essential partners in transforming education in Kompiam. And now the finance news. The Kina closed lower at $0.2596 US in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our Kina was buying $0.2521 US, $0.3712 Australian dollars, 0.2253 euro and 40.29 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices, at New York closed, coffee closed higher, gold, cocoa and crude oil closed lower, while all other commodities closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. We'll have news making headlines overseas after these messages. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Hiya, Mama. You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, da moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste P&G loves.
Open Max.
Enjoy life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, a scale race, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite for minds. Tennessee cola, scale rice, long scale, scale price. Tennessee cola, scale rice, long scale, scale price. Amber, you like it?
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Welcome back. In regional news, Minister for Information and Communication Technology, Timothy Massieu, says he is open to criticism regarding the government's proposed new media policy. The proposed media policy aims to promote, uphold, and support principles of freedom of expression and information in PNG through the development of public and private media, including media training and capacity building and supporting mechanisms of self-regulation. Speaking at the Pacific International Media Conference in Fiji last week, Massieu says the government has received huge feedback and says it's good to get critique. The Western Australia's capital, a unique set of in-school workshops celebrating students Aboriginally, is helping to display stereotypes and inspire young mob to dream big.
A lesson in breaking barriers for these students at Perth's Presbyterian Ladies College.
So we discovered that those stereotypes were assumptions about groups, about race and gender and things like that, and that they're negative, they're designed to pull us down. And we know that they're not true.
And permission to dream big.
Put no limitations. If you could do anything, what would you do?
I'm going to be an actor.
I want to get into the AFW, but if that doesn't work out, I want to be start a mentor program for little Indigenous communities.
The Deadly Dreaming workshops are the brainchild of Shana Wally, who first turned up to the Coolbardie Aboriginal Centre 16 years ago for a bridging course and pretty much hasn't left since. The premise is simple.
Let's go out to the kids and have conversations about racism. Let's teach them about the success of our story and the strength of Aboriginal Australia, rather than this constant deficit story and these stereotypes that they're having to put up with all the time.
Its impact could lead to lifelong change.
Open the door for them to see that there are Aboriginal people who've been to university. You know, there are Aboriginal people who are scientists and lawyers and doctors.
I'm the first one to go to uni in my family and then be the first one to get through, sort of set that pathway, if you will, for my little sister and such to come through and see that she can go to uni.
Those involved eager to see the program expand across the state and the country.
To grow this program, we need more schools on board and we need more schools leaning into the conversation. These workshops are free The schools do not have to pay for them at this stage.
So more Aboriginal students can harness their education.
I think I can do anything with my future.
And aspire to be deadly.
Russian troops have rained missiles down on cities across Ukraine, killing at least 36 civilians and injuring dozens more in the deadliest wave of airstrikes in months. The offensive on Monday blasted a pediatric hospital in Kyiv, where thousands of children undergo treatment for cancer, heart problems and severe injuries in broad daylight. Parents holding babies walked in the street outside the hospital, dazed and sobbing after the rare daylight aerial attack. Ukraine President Zelensky, who stopped in Poland before heading off to Washington for a NATO summit, put the death toll at 37, including 3 children. More than 170 were injured, but tallies of casualties from the sites of attacks in different regions totaled at least 41. The neighbor who helped save multiple children from a house fire says he fought off their father as he allegedly tried to barricade the family inside.
As a fire took hold of this family home in Layla Park, knowing that 7 children lived there, neighbour Jared Hawkins didn't think twice about running in.
I kept smashing down the front door until I could get in, and then I opened the door and I could not see anything. It was covered in smoke.
Unable to see, he crawled towards the sound of children coughing.
Found one of the kids, bring him straight outside, sat him on the sidewalk, went straight back in.
He then did the same thing 2 more times, saving 2 other children and their mother, before he says the 28-year-old father blocked him and emergency crews from rescuing the others.
It was more like heartbreaking that someone would do that to their kid. At the time, I don't know, I just felt like I just had to do the right thing. I just grabbed the kid and just took off.
Another local resident comforted the children outside as emergency services tried to revive their siblings.
As I had the kids, one of the police came over and sort of, what happened. And, and the eldest one said he tried to kill me, he put a knife to his throat and wouldn't let us out.
At the scene today, 3 candles were lit for the 3 children who couldn't be saved. 2 boys, aged 3 and 6, died in hospital, while the body of a baby girl was found after the fire was put out. It's alleged their father is responsible for their deaths.
It's horrible that anyone had to go through that, let alone innocent children.
Police say the father did not have a history of domestic violence, but neighbours say they've seen police at this house multiple times in recent months, and they now want to know why more wasn't done to protect these children.
These children deserved a loving home with safety and security, and instead they're gone.
The 4 surviving children and their mother are expected to recover from their physical injuries, while locals rally to raise funds online for the family.
It's a long road to recovery for them. I don't think they'll properly recover, but as long as we can assist them as a community and help them try and move forward.
The father remains in an induced coma in hospital as police wait to lay charges.
We may be more connected to friends online, busier than ever at work and surrounded by people in our lives, but that doesn't mean we're not susceptible to loneliness.
Constance Hall certainly isn't alone in life. The 77-year-old from Adelaide has a supportive family, 3 children and 9 grandchildren, but most live interstate and overseas. The former fashion designer has battled cancer, gone through a separation and lives with injuries from a car crash decades ago which limit her movement. And as time has gone on and her world has become a little smaller, loneliness and social isolation have crept in.
Loneliness? Yeah. Terrible. Yeah. I make the most of it, and I've got my rescue dog, Lily, and she keeps me company.
Along with Lily, Constance has a small team of carers helping her to live at home, and Susan.
Hi, Constance.
A volunteer, part of COTA's Visitors Program that connects people with older South Australians at risk of loneliness.
Meeting Susan was the best thing in my life,
Yeah, Lily jumps off.
Susan and her family moved to Adelaide from Brisbane just over a year ago, and not knowing many people in her new city, she joined up as a volunteer visitor.
I've got a teenager now, so and I only work part-time, so yeah, I feel a bit isolated sometimes, not knowing anyone in Adelaide. So yeah, it's been a really big impact on my life to come and visit Constance.
We had a really good connection, and all we do is have laughs, you know, and that's the best medicine.
UniSA behavioural scientist Nadia Corsini says loneliness is increasing.
1 in 3 people in Australia experience loneliness at any given time. And loneliness is a feeling that your need for social connection isn't being met.
And it's young people struggling the most to make those social connections, with 91% of 18 to 29-year-olds experiencing loneliness, according to a Uniting Communities report. Researchers say it's those times of transition in our lives, youth to adulthood, to parenthood or retirement, when we're most at risk of social isolation. And when loneliness becomes chronic, it can have major impacts on our physical and mental health.
So loneliness is as damaging to our health as smoking. And when we experience loneliness, it's really our bodies telling us to pay attention. Social connection is so critical to our health and well-being.
Constance says to anyone who feels lonely, there is help.
Put your hand out, you know, reach out to, there is so much work, there's so much help out there, which I have found out.
A friendship that's easing the burdens of loneliness, one catch-up at a time.
I think Constance is stuck with me now. I'm not going anywhere, so yeah. She's become like part of my family, really. Yeah.
She's like a bit of a baby sister. I hope I gave you a compliment.
And that's all for now. Over to you, Tracy.
Thank you, Mary. We'll have sports next after the break.
Brush to the beat with Colgate for healthy teeth. Brush twice a day for 2 minutes, that's all you need. Brush to the Colgate beat. Come on now, everybody, join in on the fun for long-lasting healthy teeth. 2 minutes of brushing twice a day. Bright smiles, bright futures with Colgate. Brush to the Colgate beat. Come on now, everybody, join in on the fun for long-lasting healthy teeth.
Hi, I'm Chef Jules Hennau, and this is where my true inspiration for cooking started. Like most of us, I learned to cook from my mum. Nothing beats simple recipes where fresh local produce is at the heart, especially when it's a home-cooked meal, prepared and shared with the ones you love. And in PNG, no meal is complete without rice. And my choice is always True Guy. True Guy, true inspiration through generations.
At the PNG LNG project, we are proud of our long-standing partnership with the Kumuls, as they represent the hopes and aspirations of so many Papua New Guineans. Rugby league is more than just a sport. It promotes our shared values of leadership, teamwork, respect, personal integrity, and excellence. Lessons learnt on the pitch carry on throughout life and go beyond serving ourselves.
More than the life we've known, there is more to what the future holds. You me holy man, no walk one time. Oh, 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 oh. We dare to be living incredible things. Oh, 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 oh. With money plus we're ready to go.
It will be a tough game, it'll be a tough atmosphere.
Welcome back. PNG NRL Bid Academic Tournament to showcase the best young talent in the country is scheduled for 9th July 2024. Papua New Guinea's bid to join the National Rugby League will take another step forward with the best young players in the country on display later this month. The tournament, which will take place over the weekend of 28th and 21st July in Goroka, will see the highs of PNG Rugby League world focus on some outstanding emerging talents exhibiting their skills on the field.
The tournament will also showcase the important work being done by the NRL Bid Academy. The academy is supported through the PNG-Oz partnership and led by the highly experienced coach Joe Grimmer, has placed a focus on equipping the best under 15, 17 and 19 boys and under 18 girls with the skills to succeed on and off the field. The 16-week program, the first of its kind in PNG, is uncovering talent throughout the country that can compete against the best young players in Australia and New Zealand. This will be an important building block to become an NRL club. PNG NRL Bid Chief Executive Andrew Hill understands the importance of this tournament in creating a solid structure for the game in this country and one that will put PNG in the best possible situation to succeed. The development of the academy under Joe Grimmer and a great group of coaches has been incredibly important. Hill said this tournament is the next step towards preparing the young talent for the future. It will see the best players compete over 2 days and showcase the fact that in the coming years PNG has the depth and skill level required to compete against the best young talent from the NRL. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Selection for the PNG AFL national team Mosquitoes is now in progress with the staging of the first trials for the southern region over the weekend at the Carl's Ground, Port Moresby. 5 teams made up of players picked from the regular Port Moresby Moni Plus AFL competition competed against each other on Saturday and Sunday to secure spots in the final 28-man squad ahead of the Pacific Nation Cup at the end of the year.
It was brothers versus brothers when the 5 select side, KAK, Moses, Laurabara, Mirigini and Hula took center stage at the Coles Oval in the Southern Region Selection Trial Games, prerequisite to finalizing the PNG national team to attend the Pacific Cup Challenge in November this year. The selection trials will also cover Northern and Highlands comprising Hagen and Ley and NGI, Kimbe and Rabaul in the coming weeks before they finalize a 28-man squad who will be up against Fiji, Vanuatu, Nauru, Solomon Islands and Tonga, who are part of the AFL South Pacific. PNG Mosquitoes are current back-to-back defending Cup champions from 2014 and 2017 and looking forward to defend it for the 3rd time in a row. Speaking on behalf of Senior Football Community Manager Rex Lecker, POM AFL President Douglas Lai said the Southern Region trials on Saturday and Sunday featured a good mix of current and emerging AFL talents from the city competition challenging for sports.
With 5 teams, we've got 3 teams from POM itself and another 2 teams from Central Province, Rigo District, KK Central and Hula Central. And then in Moresby we've got the Laurabara, Mirigini and Port Moresby, the Binatans and Moses select a combined team. So we have games today and tomorrow, and once we conclude the trials, we will select a 40 to 45 man train-on squad, and that will be trimmed down as we go through the season with our club games, and eventually we should come up with our final team depending on the other centers trials as well. So the final teams are going to be selected of 28 players to attend the Pacific Cup in November in Australia.
The players selected from the regional trials will be assembled in Port Moresby for another vetting process before they confirm the 28-man squad. Meanwhile, Football Community Manager Lecker said apart from PNG-based players, the selection process will also cover overseas-based players currently contracted to Australian AFL clubs, namely Jekonai Penny from Moore University Club in Melbourne, while Gold Coast Suns sensation Iwago Ace Owayo might not be available due to his current contract to Suns. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The Port Moresby Soccer Association is going through the final stages of its season proper before they head into the playoffs and elimination between August and September 2024. The competition has seen some big improvements in all divisions this year, with clubs working hard to lift the standard of their games and stay competitive compared to previous years.
With weeks remaining before crunch time in the 2024 Port Moresby soccer season, competition for top 4 placings in the Premier Division is heating up. Premiers Monkas FC lead the way, closely followed by City Strikers, University and Solomon United. The promotion of new teams City Strikers and Solomon United to the Premier Division this year has added new energy to the competition and throwing out a big challenge to Premier season teams to stay consistent. POM SA competition manager Joe Ahmed said this year has been very competitive, with all teams fighting to make the final cut before round 2 kicks in and the top 4 placings confirmed. With the closeness of points on the points ladder, Ahmed said the competition is still wide open until they complete all the regular rounds of all divisions.
Top 4 belum lo Premier League ma Momkas start first place then lo Momkas so round 2 bapla going to finals which bapla selecting top 4 and qualified going to normal regulation competition grand final week from player. This competition lo meri em round good similar lo la women's premier when play looking more team only tighter, so there's no other teams that may run away with points or compete one and was up closer.
After a slow start to the season, majority of the teams have shown great improvements in their games while at the same time raising the standard of the competition. This is setting a new benchmark for the Port Moresby soccer since its glory days.
Yes, I'm showing good finals, not like our previous years that I'm looking where, one team solely dominating going up season in finish, but this year time to start team precision we will try to change the face of the competition, which I mean pick him up precision and play proposition. So with that effect precision, I mean show him proposition. Now I'm looking at team will compete at that level now. So you can look at points later, everyone is close, so no one is behind the score margin yet. Points later.
POM SA will proceed to the final series for all grades, including the women's division between August 25 and September 8 in week 19.
August and by round 2 belum play hand, so the main season by close September 8. So probably week August 25 next like by play inside final week belum play, and then by week September 8 and by play season belum play close. Yep.
Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
The POM Corporate Volleyball competition reached an exciting stage over the weekend as teams compete for the top final spots in the round 17 finals last Sunday, 17th July. 40 teams took to the courts aiming for a win to secure their spots as finals continue for the next 2 weeks.
The volleyball finals promise to bring even more excitement as the top teams representing various corporate organizations and government agencies compete for the Season 5 2024 competition titles at the Tauranga Aquatic Center. The match that got supporters on their toes was between Customs and TSC. Customs took off to a slow start in the first set, but regained their composure to advance using their attack line by utilizing its hitters to bring the team home 3-1. In the other match, Credit Corp narrowly defeated ANZ in a thrilling match 3-2, forcing the game to the final set. PM and NEC ran home over Westpac in a 3-2 set victory in another close contest. In the major semi-final, reigning premiers NCDC bested Koroboro, finishing with a 3-1 victory. The Women's Cup semi-final saw a tough challenge between Forest Authority and BNBM, with Forest registering a win to the next stage. In a match evenly contested, Digicel and POM-Gen threw everything they had in an attempt to book a place for the major semi-final. Digicel won the first under a high-spirited team game led by spikers Meme Mainakavika and Oini Boyden. It was not over for the Pomgen ladies as they regrouped and used their hitters to attack the Digicel women, who could not contain the onslaught. Pomgen maintained their game plan to win the second, third, and fourth sets to win 3-1. Digicel bowed out of the finals race, and Pomgen looks forward to this Sunday's game against BSP. Pom Corporate Volleyball President Alfred Vaitai says these results highlight the competitive spirit and high level of skills all corporate teams display. Major semi-final matches continue this weekend with the Cup, Plate and Bowl finals. Susan Oreape, TV1 Sports.
The deciding game of the 2024 State of Origin Series will see New South Wales and Queensland head to the Cauldron of Lag Park for what is said to be an epic battle. The first two games of the series were blowouts neither way. Both sides have injury concerns heading into Game 3, giving Michael Maguire and Billy Slater much to think about with their selections.
Blues coach Michael Maguire was likely to name an unchanged side for the decider at Suncorp Stadium after they produced a stellar display in Game 2. However, these plans were thrown into doubt on Saturday morning after news emerged of an injury to Latrell Mitchell. With the South Sydney star ruled out due to a foot issue, there was a host of contenders who are vying for the centre spot, including Tom Trbojevic and Joseph Suaalii. Knight centre Bradman Best won the battle to replace Mitchell, returning to the side after his debut in Game 3 last year. The only other change to the side sees New Zealand's Mitch Barnett added to the interchange bench in his Origin debut, with Manly's Hamole Halakawatu the unlucky man to drop out. Maroons coach Slater has made 4 changes to the Maroons team, with a pair of Knight stars earning Origin recalls after superstar Gold Coast forward David Fifita overlooked once again. Kaylin Ponga on Monday named on the bench in the team for the series decider at Suncorp Stadium. Ponga's Newcastle teammate Dan Gagai has also won a recall named as centre. Murray Tuolagi and Xavier Coates are done with injuries. Selwyn Cobo returns to the starting lineup on the wing, with Valentine Holmes shifting from centres to the other wing. Back rower Jaden Sua was a casualty from the heavy loss in Game 2, with Kurt Capwell named to start in his place. Slater, though, resisted calls to bring Fifita into the team. Veteran Felice Kaufusi keeps his place on the bench. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Billy Slater has overlooked Titan David Fifita once again, despite making 4 changes to his side that was demolished in Game 2 in Melbourne. A Knights duo and a Bronco have been recalled, while in New South Wales the man replaced Latrell Mitchell needed scans on a hamstring concern.
The 2 new faces to a confident Blues side that was simply brilliant at the MCG.
1, 2, 3.
Warrior Mitch Barnett, the lone debutant on the bench, while Bradman Best returns for his second match against the Maroons, though little's changed.
Yeah, still hate him, yeah.
The Knights centre, who's replaced an injured Latrell Mitchell, pulling up with a tight hamstring yesterday.
Obviously they're going to manage the load throughout the week, but it'll be all good.
Bradman, I think in the last month has really shown what he's capable of doing, and yeah, it was a sort of an easy pick for me.
North of the border, Billy Slater was forced into more changes. Injuries to both wingers opening the door for Selwyn Cobo and 22-game Origin veteran Dane Gagai to return.
If I'm going to be honest, it did cross my mind whether I'd be able to get the call back into the team, but yeah, this is a jersey you never want to give up, but then it's also a jersey you always have to earn.
Titan David Fifita still out of favour, with Kurt Capewell the preferred choice.
This is the 17 that we feel is the best 17 for Game 3 at Suncorp.
While Kaylin Ponga will be teammates with Reece Walsh for the first time.
I've been thinking about that for a little while. I've got visions of him going down the sideline and passing back into me.
The Maroons have altered their preparations after the Melbourne thrashing, abandoning their traditional open media session ahead of the decider.
It's not a sign of like panic stations or anything like that.
I wouldn't have thought so. Players talking to media is certainly not a factor in performance from Game 2.
I sort of see the team as part of the people's team, and something there that I guess our group's adopted, that we want to bring everyone on the journey.
This hands the sports segment over to you, Mary.
Thanks, Tracy. We'll now have the weather forecast. Southern, Port Moresby, mostly fine, partly cloudy. Daru and Alotau, partly cloudy with few showers. Momase, Ley, Wewak, partly cloudy with possible brief showers. Medan, partly cloudy. New Guinea Islands, Kokopo, Rabaul, partly cloudy. Kimbe and Buka, partly cloudy with possible brief showers. And Highlands, Mount Hagen, partly cloudy with brief showers and possible thunderstorm. Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, partly cloudy with few patchy showers and possible thunderstorm. Coral and Bismarck Sea, seas rough to very rough with southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots reaching 45 knots at times. And Pacific Ocean, seas smooth to slight with clockwise winds of 5 to 15 knots. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerema to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samarai Islands, seas 1 to 2.5 meters rising to 3 meters to 4 meters along warning areas. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Bogle and all Milne Bay Islands, seas 2.5 to 3 meters. And waters of Medan to Wewak to Vanimo and northern PNG Indonesian border, seas 1 to 2 meters rising to 3 meters along warning areas. That ends this edition of TV1 News. Have a pleasant evening. Bye for now.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.